G'day, this is Captainoob, and this is a gunner machine gun. This is a weapon that has been ported from Escape from Tarkov, and you can tell it's a port because the textures have been brought over, but the speculars don't work right. So you can tell just on this angle especially that for some reason the speculars are sort of backwards. The light source is from above, it's from the sun, yet this weapon is clearly lit up from the bottom there, so it gives us this weird ethereal look about it, which is kind of interesting. Anyway, so this weapon is based off a Russian NSV, which is a big Russian 50 caliber machine gun firing the 12.7 by 108mm rounds as compared to your Browning 50 rounds, which are, I believe, 12.7 by 98. So there's a small difference there, but the bottom line is a big bullet, high ammo capacity, very heavy machine gun, although not really. There's been a couple of modifications to this thing to allow the player to use it. Obviously, it's got this mount on the bottom here, but if you ever see a NSV in real life, you'll see like a tiny little pistol grip out the bottom here. This thing has been tooled to utilize the animations for a 50 cal machine gun from Fallout 76. You know that Browning one? It's got the same animations, which is why this foregrip here is actually reacting properly to the speculars because it's been ported from a Fallout 76 weapon. See, the light is shining on the top of this when I go over to there, yet it's shining at the bottom of this, so that's kind of interesting. I got this weapon mod from 4chan, by the way. It's one of those deleted Nexus mods, so yeah, that's where I found it. If you're after the person who uploaded this, his name is Anon, so yeah, sorry to dob you in there, mate, but yeah, you're in trouble. He's gonna find you. So the name NSV derives from its creators, Nikitin, Sokolov, and Volkov. That's NSV, and whatever Russian name they call it, it's called Cliff, which I'm pretty sure is some sort of reference to some sort of Red Army anthem, but you can tell this one is an NSV because it's got these rivet studs that go horizontally. I learned that one from the gun Jesus, man, so you know what I'm talking about. The only thing that's missing off this little mount here is the bipod, which I believe would tuck underneath, but we don't need such a thing, no. The NSV was adopted by the Russian army, the Red Army as it were, back in 1971, and it was to replace an aging machine gun World War II era called the DSHK, which, you know, you had to wheel it around. That wasn't very versatile, so what they've come up with was a new system. Now, when they had a look at these German machine guns that they captured through the victory of the Second World War, they realized, hey, look at these mounting systems. Maybe we can adopt some of that into our own designs, and now you've got a cool weapon mount that you can basically put this thing anywhere. So this thing offers a lot more versatility than what you'd get out of your old World War II era machine guns, and that's basically the gist of it. So this little mount here, you can put this on a tripod, you can put it on your car, you can put it on a horse. You've probably seen a lot of Toyota Hiluxes in the Middle East getting around with these things locked onto the top, so you know you can put them anywhere, which is there's advantages to that, sure. And there are even more modernized versions of the NSVs. They call them cords. They look the same, but all of the internals are redone to make them more reliable. That's the ones that they're using today. That's their current ones, which is funny because you've got the Russians upgrading their machine guns every 50 or something years, and then you've got the Americans that are utilizing the M2 Browning, which has been around since like the 1930s. Hell, they were using that during the Middle Ages. Joan of Arc used one. Okay, enough talking shit, let's get into the attachments. So, got chambered in 50 cal, that's just your standard vanilla game 50 cal, which is like 50 BMG, but don't worry about it. Doing 135 damage, which is pretty good, with a DPS of 1700. The weight here is a lot lower than it should be. I think real life, these things would weigh close to 55 to 60 pounds or whatever, so that's a little bit lighter than usual. Perhaps there's some carbon fiber parts that are painted steel color. Alright, let's go. Attachments, we've got receivers, we've got tweaked, new receiver, tuned, and heavy receiver, which is only a fraction heavier, but that gets us 316 damage with 4000 DPS. Very, very nice. We can extend the ammo capacity to 200 rounds and a lighter version of that to strip 0.3 of the weight off. That's actually pretty good. We're actually lighter than we started now, so isn't that great? With double the capacity, a legendary effect provided by legendary modification. If you throw explosive on, you double dip because technically it's a heavy weapon, and heavy weapons with demo expert just go, they do double time. So that gives us 400 damage with an extra 1000 DPS, which is pretty awesome, but we'll leave that. And next, we've got the barrels. We've got standard, light bore, that's a better spread. better accuracy, and then tank mounted for superior accuracy. The range is not boosted by the barrel modification, so despite this impressive damage, we're gonna have to be pretty up close and personal to actually get this to work, but that'll be fine. So obviously the animations are that of the Fallout 76 variant to support animations, and there's some sounds to go along with it as well, so yeah, let's get to it. I'm pretty sure to get it first. In the 4chan translated version of this mod, the NSV, or Gunner Machine Gun, is injected onto the level list at level 30. We don't need to buy this thing, but yeah, it's here, and it's fairly cheap for what it is, so ain't that nice. Alright, so we're outside of Immersive Gunners Plaza. Here is our NSV in first person, and when you aim down sights, it looks like that. Hope you can hear me over that, because that is very loud for me. Okay, gotta turn the effects down so you can actually hear me, but that's what it looks like in first person, aiming down the sights. Unlike Fallout 76, you don't get the little dot to actually show you where you're aiming, but the bullet exploding effects everywhere you shoot it will give you an idea of where you're actually hitting. It is a hit scan weapon, so eyeball the middle of your screen and basically you've already won. A quick look in third person, it looks like this. Notice the ejection port actually being out the front. That is accurate to what this thing does in real life, so that's cool attention to detail. Just don't look too closely at the belt at the front there. And here's a reload animation in third person. It works, kind of. I mean, yeah, it's good enough for what it is. And you might be wondering, how does Iris, a woman that is slightly smaller in stature than most of your bodybuilders, able to carry such a gigantic weapon? Well, the answer is really quite simple. All of the explanation out of the way, let's begin. I think there's some bugs around here. We should make pretty short work of them, although we're probably not going to be able to get too effective damage. Well, actually, no, I stand corrected or crouch corrected. I can't actually see where I'm shooting at. I just have to eyeball the middle of the screen here, and if I hit them, then that's great. We're getting 335 damage to the sneak criticals, but yeah, I think that's over. Let's just go up and hip fire them. There we go. Now that was some 50 caliber appropriate ragdolling. I can appreciate that. Now, this jetpack isn't painted on, so after I quickly reload this thing, let's start flying, shall we? There we go. Brain dead low gravity Fallout 76 mode activated. Yeah. For a 50 cal, it's definitely getting the job done. Nothing to complain about the damage. It should be this powerful if it's a 50 cal. Should be a lot heavier though. I feel like the weight penalties on this thing aren't nearly what they should be. To wield a weapon like this, I mean, you gotta have some trade-offs, and that trade-off might very well be, well, it's the only thing you can carry, even if your character has superior strength. Obviously, carrying a whole lot of ammunition around on this thing for a survival mode playthrough will be somewhat difficult for players of any strength level, but the amount of killing you can do with this thing, well, I don't think you need to worry that much. There's a caravan guard there. Usually I shoot her and kill her with console commands, but honestly, stealth isn't an option, so we'll let her slide. And there's also a different sound for firing in slow motion. It sounds funky. I don't know if that's sound from Tarkov, or that's just what it sounds like. Interesting. You know, I've never played Escape from Tarkov. It's probably one of the more glaring gaps in my FPS zeitgeist knowledge. Okay, next should be infinite crits. So we'll try to make use of that. We'll fly up these. Actually, I should just grapple instead, so I'm not utilizing AP. Any more still around? No. We'll just come out of that. Actually, is there someone who's decided to burrow themselves under the facility? I think there is. Well, we've escaped this time. Enjoy it. Tactical leaning also works with these weapons, so you can do this. Oh, that doesn't look weird at all. Alright, so we're just gonna mop up the last of them now. I don't know, maybe I'm running a bit too fast through this. I'm leaving gunners behind, which I really shouldn't, but Yes, by the time we've gotten ourselves all the way around there, I don't think we even hit anywhere close to nerd rage there, so we'll be able to preserve that for a little bit later, but we'll have to get myself some more bullets for this thing, because even a high-level character, most of these bullets I've got just from gameplay, just pick them up, and oh, excuse me, we didn't notice the 50 cal machine gun and the screaming going off before. Please excuse us. Oh, okay. Yeah, that's fine. The gunner's just simply not aware, and there's only one left somewhere inside that wall, so you'll be there to tell a tale about this crazy person called Iris. Now, you might notice how she's got the bleached hair again. You see, Iris, she's our resident Psy operative in XCOM 2 every playthrough or so. So we're giving her the bleached white hair there. Obviously, the eyebrows have been spared from the bleaching because, you know, that's just how it works. And we've also given her purple eyes. You can't quite see them unless you're up close, but she's got more of an intense stare with these purple psionic eyes, which for a character called Iris, I think is quite suiting. Also, I made her lipstick bright green to match the rest of her Child of Adam sort of color scheme. Blonde Sheila era will continue as long as, well, at least on this current cycle of the Angels. It'll stop at Camille, but she's blonde anyway, so that'll still count. We'll make her even blonder. How do we do that? I don't know. I haven't figured it out yet. Anyway, so there's the Swan. We'll just shoot the crap out of him and then get staggered. Not cool, bro. Let's see those crits. We're flying here. Oh, that's weird. The landing animation didn't pull me out of firing. I really thought that it would have. Perhaps in third person it would have. Like this. Yeah, but in first person, no such problems. Excellent. There goes one. And we can preserve our ammo on the next one because I have something to show you. So yeah, this will blow your mind. Whoops, did I say blow your mind? I meant blow his mind. 10 round burst crits, baby. And he's down for the count. Mind sufficiently blown, don't you think? That guy definitely agrees, whoever that one was. Anyway, so we'll move on to the next one with our scary looking stare there. It's creepy. Okay, time for a glowing sea run. So we'll take on a ghoul, then a giant mosquito. Now we've already taken on one ghoul, but I've got a plan for this, and if we can execute it, we can carry lots of gun crew damage. Oh, I can lean when I'm doing that too. There you go. Do the machine gun dance, Iris. Yeah, you keep doing that. As we continuously smash this guy with a massive 10-round burst. Now, if we want to get out of his hair real quick, just by floating above him, perfect. Okay, now we've got the insane ghoul posse following us around and a giant arachnid tooth. No. Get out of that. Okay, we've got 3 of them. That's good, that's good. But one of them went non-feral. He is what we call a simp. Actually, we've got a 3rd there. That's fine. A 4th, in fact. It's just a battle royale going on right now. Let's get some shots going, in fact. There we go. That is our 3. Now we find the big mosquito. That's him. And then we crit him as much as we can. So far, so good. The mysterious stranger's even shown up, which is good news. But now, we use what remaining AP we have to fly above him. Nope, the mysterious stranger just got wrecked, and these 2 are still going at it. Come on, Grim Reaper sprint, give it to me. Nope. And, ooh, is that nerd rage? Oh, you wouldn't like me when I'm angry. Nope. Very, very timely reload there. And the last thing that I want to happen is to get killed by these lesser bugs. Yeah, it's funny, since Iris is immune to radiation, right? I can't use Ghoulish to recharge the energy shields because we're simply not absorbing those rads, man. We can just bathe in the ghoul piss pool without taking a single point of rad damage. We'll just get you to take a shower because although you might not be affected by it, all of your colleagues might be. So yeah, we'll just hose you down once you get back to base. Anyway, so that there was the NSV, or Gunner Machine Gun is generic name. It's a fun weapon. I don't think this weapon was originally made in English. It was converted to English, and then there was a bunch of modded. They did the leveled list. They added that to it, and instead of being crafted at a chemistry workbench, and supposedly there's a bunch of turrets you could activate, but I found no such entries in the creation kit to even suggest these actually exist. So it is unfortunate. And I keep thinking I've got what's it called? Bird burns. I'm coming down like a rock, feeling the weight of the gravity in Fallout 4. But if you want to see this weapon in your game, check out Fallout General. There's a 4chan thing. It's up every week. I don't know. I usually go on there. There's usually people saying Fallout 76 bad, Fallout 4 bad, Fallout New Vegas good. And they say that over and over and over, looping like those brains in the Old World Blues DLC. And whoa, okay. What was that all about? Man, these eye textures, they're tripping out. She's going full like demon mode there. Like what? Ooh. Oh, okay, there's some bugs with the water there. The ghoul piss pools are reacting weirdly with these eye textures, so isn't that funny? Anyways, yeah, link will be not in the description. You gotta go find it yourself. That's your test. If you can pass the test, then you get this weapon. So it's up to you. Thanks for watching. See ya.